Hi, I am Leonardo Fonseca, and today I have the opportunity to be with Sulamita Dantas to talk about how to reduce your SQL database costs in cloud. Talking about me, I have a degree in management process, 12 years of experience in IT where I worked as a support analyst, system analyst with a focus on ITSM, and I was IT change manager too. That's when I made the biggest change in my career. The guy from process became an DBA. Now I work as a database engineer at Localiza. I am Microsoft MCT and MCSA in data platform. I have a blog where I share a bit of my knowledge, writing articles about database and speaking at events.
Hi, I am Sulamita Dantas. I have degree in computer science, 8 years of database administrator. I am VP Microsoft in data category. I love site. I am happy to be here. Thank you.
So that's our agenda. We will talk about cloud concepts and get into the main topic, which is SQL in Azure and how to evaluate its costs and reduce them. So what is cloud computing? It's the on-demand delivery of IT resource over the internet with a pay as you go. Instead of buying and maintaining data centers and physical servers, you can access various technology services, like in our case, a database, for example, from a cloud provider. So there are four types of cloud. Public is the case of Azure. It shares resources and offers services to the general public. Private is the internal private network usually hosted locally on your infrastructure. Hybrid, it's when you use and share service between public and private clouds according to your purpose. In many cases, more than one player is used, such as Azure, Amazon, Google, and community is an infra-shared a group of organizations with common interests, for example, government institutions.
This Azure is amazing. Make the ace shine. As we can see, there in infrastructure around the world. This allows you to deploy your apps in multiple locations with just a few clicks. Cloud in the four corners of the world.
This picture describes very well the difference of each type of service, making a comparison between what you and the cloud provider manage in each situation, where on-premise, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. CapEx and OpEx. The terms CapEx and OpEx are related to what type of investment you make. CapEx is the investment that is made in on-premise infrastructure when I buy a new server, a new storage. OpEx is the allocation of a service such as contracting a platform as a service database. So let's talk about elastics and versus scalability. The ability to have an elastic and scalable environment is very good. You get your database scale in a specific period of you know you will have a high demand as in a Black Friday, for example, or be able to increase and decrease its resource according to its demand at that moment. At that peak, perform a scale up, scale it out to your database. So let's get into the main topic, talk about SQL in Azure and link to its costs. So you may ask yourself, why use Azure SQL Database? It's a more familiar product. You will find it easy to find professions and support such as community and events related to it. Some of its benefits are scale your database preparing for a big event like a Black Friday in a very simple way than if you are in an on-premise environment. Automatic backups, so you no longer have to worry about setting up your entire backup routine from zero. Azure guarantees you that one less thing to worry about. It's easy to configure high availability so you can sleep in peace with a wonderful SLA and your end customer will not complain because your application is down. That's wonderful, right? When we talk about security, it's another point to SQL in Azure too. Several security features and some of them is already configured by default. Note that change you open to apply an OS patch, a SQL patch, or an version migration. Now that's over. One less activity to worry about. Plan and run out of hours. It's another point to SQL in Azure. And Query Store is already enabled by default as well. One more feature that guarantees better performance for your database. So to talk about which SQL model to choose in Azure, we need to think about what will suit us best. If you want OS instance, then running SQL on a virtual machine will probably be the best option, the most appropriate, like an infrastructure as a service. Instances are the best option for on-premise to cloud instance migrations. It delivers almost full compatibility of SQL on-premise to an Azure version. In case you only need a database, SQL Database is the best option. A fully platform as a software version with some options according to your needs, such as hyperscale, which is basically a database of unlimited size. That's so good. Here we have a chart that helps us to make a really cool comparison of on-premise with a cloud environment. At the beginning of the stars, we have the on-premise environment with a high cost to maintain physical and administrative database. On the second step, we left a physical environment for a virtual environment, running SQL in a VM that is locked in my on-premise storage. Going up a little more, we reach an infrastructure as a service scenario. Now we have our database running in a VM in Azure. And at the last step, we reach the PaaS and as a software as a service scenario with the Azure SQL Database. The interesting thing is that at each step we go up, we are adopting cloud service that reduce our administrative efforts, bringing an excellent cost benefit, gaining productive and others. Microsoft Data Platform leverages SQL Server technologies and makes it available in local physical computers, private cloud environments, private cloud environment hosted by third parties and public cloud. SQL Server on Azure virtual machines allows you to address unique and diverse business needs through a mix of on-premise and cloud-hosted deployment, using the same set of server products, development tools, and expertise in this environment. As seen in this chart, each offering can be characterized by the level of administration you have over the infrastructure and the degree of savings achieved with database level consolidation and automation. When creating an application, four basic options are available for hosting your database: SQL Server on non-virtualized physical computer, SQL Server on local virtualized computer as a private cloud, SQL Server in Azure Virtual Machines like Microsoft Public Cloud, and Azure SQL Database that is the Microsoft Cloud. And talking about our purchasing models, DTU versus vCore models, DTU and vCore are the database purchase models in Azure. You can choose the model that will work best for your needs. vCore allows you to choose storage and computer resource independently. It's best suited for situations where you want more flexibility and control over these features. DTU is a mixture based on a combination of computer, storage, and I/O. So DTU is already more suitable for those who want simpler and pre-configured options. An example would be creating a new database for a new application, such will be probably the best option for you using the DTU model. So by choosing the DTU model, you have different purchase options and service level to choose from. But that doesn't mean making things more complicated. On the contrary, you will have the flexibility to get exactly what you need. So DTU basically means just give me a mix of computing, memory, and I/O to support my workloads. vCore, now talking about this model, in it you have to make an explicit choice of hardware generation and the number of vCores, the logical CPUs, you need. It allows you to choose storage and computer resource independent. Some benefits: it's best for customers who value flexibility, control, and transparency. Customers can independently select computer and storage, allow customers to correctly scale their cloud computing requirements, and record sizing offers flexibility of choice. And let's talk about SLA. Nowadays, it's hard for you to imagine a technical source and not thinking about an SLA for it. It's almost impossible, right? So it's one more point, one more reason to go to cloud. Microsoft guarantees use a wonderful SLA free database in Azure. And when you still configure a high availability and away zone, for example, and have multiple availability zones, your SLA is 0 and something. That is so small. The SLA for RPO and RTO is now also available. RPO, which is the recovery point based on data, how much data is acceptable to you are willing to lose in the worst case. And RTO is the recovery point based on time, how long it takes to get back up and running. You need to evaluate data loss versus SLA cost to be able to assess what is more worthwhile for your scenario. So let's go for a real kicky hands-on. to display a very simple way to view the costs of your SQL Azure database in a way to reduce the cost that will mainly meet in development and quality assurance environments. So visit the Azure portal. Let's go into SQL Database option. Here we can already see pricing tiers of your database. We can filter here too. Now in this I have only one. So let's click the choose database to access its functions. Now we can view all admin functions that can be done from the Azure portal of your SQL database. In this header, we have some important information such as a resource group, location, or subscription, server name, or pricing tier. Below, we have a dashboard with the DTU workload of my database. So let's click on the pricing tier. As we can see, my database workload is very low. My highest peak was close to 13%, and I am using a DTU standard pricing tier. I can change it without impact my database performance. So we are going to change to the basic tier, and with that we reduce our cost by more than 5 times. Let's see it. This is our cost. And when we change to basic tier, look at how it will be. It is an easy way to evaluate and adjust the cost of your environment, especially when it comes to development and quality assurance environments. So let me get about this. All this content was prepared based on the links below that are related to SQL documentation, Azure SQL playlist, SQL official workshops, and the book Azure SQL Revealed from Bob Ward. So to contact you, simply scan the QR code below. That's all. Thanks.
Thanks.